इन्वेस्टर भी है।
हो गया, ज्वाइन कर लिया। किस हाँ हाँ friends, as people are joining, let's briefly focus on the discussion that we had done for this course MDE 413 on last week, that is related to the block 2, that is on development of skills. And the first 2 units we have discussed that were on cognitive skills and development of study skills we had discussed. And today we will be discussing another 2 units, to be brief. Those are on reading and writing skills and the problem solving skills as such. And as we have been uh, discussing the development of various skills under this second block, because this is one of the important blocks of this course, because as we all know that as learners in distance, open, online or blended learning or face to face, regular, any kind of mode you may take into consideration, but as learners we need certain skills to be developed. Those may be related to the cognitive skills, those may be related to the study skills, those may be related to the reading and writing skills, those may be related to the time management skills, those may be related to stress management, those may be related to the problem solving. There's many skills actually as learners we need to get academic achievement and success as such. Have you any one of you have got any chance to go through the blocks or any of the materials? Can I ask any one of you who has gone through? Angela, have you gone through? Yes, any one of you, if you can unmute and say that if you could. Yes,
Hello?
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think I've gone through the cognitive skills as well as the reading skills, and actually I just started looking at the problem solving skills.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then, how did you find the materials? Were they okay for you to self study, or are you facing any problems with the materials? And how do you find the materials as such?
All right. After going through the materials, actually they are so helpful, very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
and I
has,
think
yeah.
yes.
And do you think that the content which has been discussed is useful for the learners as such, and in the form of, we can say that as far as the course is concerned, that is on the learner support systems and services. Do you think these units will be helpful for the learners to develop certain skills as learners?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah.
yes. Yeah, so in other words, like for example, we have been maybe we have been reading as usual, but as I was going through them, I have found out to say sometimes the way we are reading, maybe we are missing some of the important components. So after I have gone them, actually I've come across some of the important techniques, which I know
Yes.
that after you have highlighted to us, obviously even my colleagues are going to benefit a lot.
Yes, that's what yeah, I was even sharing with you in the last counseling session also, that how to read a text, and how to grasp the content, and how to take the maximum benefit out of the material that we were discussing also, that how you should plan your study, and how you can take notes of those things, and how you can even take the major points or the main points of the text, and if any questions come to your mind, then you can take down those questions, and when you revisit to the unit, or when you read those materials, then you can look for the uh, even answers for those queries, or if you attend any these kind of counseling sessions, you may raise your queries and discuss with your uh, counselors also regarding those things, or if you get any chance to interact with your peer group also, then you can discuss all those things with your peer group also. These are the techniques to learn something from the course materials. And if you see the IGNO website also, then you can find that under students zone, you will get the previous year question papers, even the assignment questions also. From that you can correlate and raise some queries in yourselves, that what can be the questions, and what way you should learn, and how to make the course materials more useful for the study purpose, or even as professional, because this is one of the professional programs that we look forward to create you as a professional in the field of distance and open learning system altogether. You should be in a position to guide the learners, whoever will be pursuing this program, maybe in the near future also. And for that, actually you need to be very thorough about these courses programs, and the content that we have been discussing in these counseling sessions. Has anybody who has gone through the materials? Yes, any one of the blogs, the first one or the second one, or any of the course materials related to this particular course, that is on learner support systems and services, have you uh, have anyone got chance to go through the materials, or has anybody read any unit? Yes, you can unmute and respond. Yes, anyone who would like to, or if you have any suggestions or comments or anything that you would like to share with me in this class for counseling, the fourth session as such we can say for this course is concerned. Do you have any sort of problems or difficulties that you are facing, or any queries that you have in your mind that you would like to clarify? Any one of you, please be
Sir?
free. Yeah.
Sir? Yes,
Yes.
sorry, I couldn't respond to you earlier. I was talking to a colleague.
Okay.
Sir, I wanted to ask you a question. Like, it talks about this blog talks about reading and writing skills, the cognitive skills, and so on. So,
Yes.
I'm just asking you a question. If we are teaching like online,
Okay.
uh, can we like prepare our students on these matters? Like, explain to them what are the reading and writing skills that they need before they get in their online way of learning? Is it
Uh,
practical?
Yeah, see, as such as now this is a master's degree program, right?
Yes.
As you all are the students of Masters of Arts in Distance Education, as such the title is concerned, and as your question is very relevant and very pertinent, that I really appreciate the way you have put your query, and see, what happens is that the learners whoever are enrolling for this program, or whoever are enrolling for any kind of maybe that may be undergraduate program, or that may be postgraduate program, or research degree programs, or diploma programs, okay, and they had some sort of education background, okay, they are not
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they are not the students of a primary school, or they are not students of any secondary education or something. They have moved into the tertiary education, that is higher education, okay,
Yes.
that is one thing. And another thing is that, see, these are the basic skills that each and every learner need to pursue their studies, okay.
Yeah.
And as a learner support, because as this particular course is on providing learner support to learner support services, maybe from the institutional point of view, or from the teachers point of view, or from the professionals who are engaged in the learner support services, from that point of view if we discuss, then we definitely would like our learners to acquire these skills for their betterment, or for their better learning in the
Yes.
programs or courses that they enroll for, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as
Yeah.
you asked that for online programs and online courses, okay, yeah, as we all are discussing it through online only now, as we are having this counseling session online, and we are talking about reading and writing skills, yes, definitely in the induction programs or in the counseling sessions that one conduct for the learners, irrespective of the programs or irrespective of the courses, then the teachers or the counselors can discuss with the learners about these kind of skills, and how to
Mm-hmm.
pursue their studies further, and what are the course objectives, what are the skills that the learners need to acquire after going through particular program or course, then what should be the study pattern, and how they can approach their problems, or how can they improve their vocabulary, or how can they improve their reading skills, writing skills, study skills, and how they can approach a problem altogether. These all are the things that a counselor or a teacher needs to discuss with the learners, and
Mm-hmm.
well in advance. That may be offline or online or blended, whatever mode you may refer to, but these are the
Yes.
basic skills that are required on the part of each and every
Yeah.
learner. Okay.
Yeah.
It
But
doesn't matter that if we are online or offline. Yes, you were saying
mhm.
something.
Yes, sir. But so shall we do it like the beginning of the, let's say we are starting a course. Shall we do it like at the beginning of the course, or do we kind of explain to them reading and writing skills as they go along, like every week, every session we have with the students? What
No,
do you think
yeah,
is the best?
yeah. See, let me respond in this way that in the beginning counseling sessions, we may talk about the course objectives, about the course structure and the course requirements, what exactly they need to do while pursuing a particular course and program. And you may explain about the objectives and the expectations from the learners in from the particular course or a program. Then you may talk that to grasp that content or to
Mm-hmm.
acquire the skills that you expect your learners to develop, how
Mm-hmm.
you would like to develop. Okay, for
Yeah.
developing those particular skills, what are the things that the learner should learn? Okay, accordingly
Yeah.
you can plan and you can communicate to your learners that, see, to acquire this particular objective, you need
Mm-hmm.
these many skills, and these skills can be acquired through doing A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you design, that you may
Yeah.
communicate. And another
Mm-hmm.
thing is that before discussing a particular topic or theme, for example, we are discussing something on assessment and evaluation, for example.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and as teacher, and for assessment and evaluation, you may need your learners or your learners to develop certain skills. Just for example, how they can evaluate an assignment submitted by the students. Okay, for
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
for that, what they should look for in the assignments, and how they can grade or mark the assignment, and what are the
Mm.
checkpoints that they should consider while evaluating any assignment, and
Yeah.
how they can keep record of those assignments, how they can
Mm-hmm.
communicate or upload those grades in the website or in the student performance card. Okay, these are the
Yes.
things that you can explain step by step to the learners. And for that,
Mm-hmm.
if they need any skills, for example, they need to practice something, or they need to follow certain steps, maybe you may ask some oral questions or communication. You may expect them to develop some communication skills and language skills also. Why I'm saying this is because if you for example, I'm a teacher and now you are the learners. Okay, and
Yes.
I want you to have certain skills. For example, you may evaluate an assignment of submitted by a student, and you need to grade that assignment. Okay, and
Yes.
along with grading that assignment, you have to write some comments on those assignments for the for your learners, so that they can improve upon their learning. Okay,
Yeah.
then as a teacher, what are the comments that you may write? Okay, and for
Mm-hmm.
writing any comment, any positive or constructive comment for the learner, what are the skills that you need to develop? I may want you to develop certain good communication skills in
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
I may want you to develop certain language skills in you. I may want you
Yeah.
to develop certain vocabulary in yourself, and I may want you to develop certain writing skills, so that that should not even give any negative impression to your learners, that no, the teacher doesn't like me, or the teacher is
Yeah.
not cooperating with me, or the teacher is not encouraging me for my further studies. Those kind of feelings should not come, but you should
Mm-hmm.
communicate the correct aspect or the reality to the student, but in a constructive way, that how
Yes.
she or he can improve the learning. Okay. For
Yeah.
that, yeah, these are the skills. If she fails to write something in a sensitive way or in a systematic way, then you can point out that no, this is what you have written, but you need to develop your writing skills by following these steps, and you may explain that also while commenting your assignment, the assignments of the student. These are the many ways that you can address the things, and for that
Mm-hmm.
actually you need certain skills in yourself, and you should even uh, you should learn certain skills on your own, and you should
Yeah.
even communicate those skills as a distance education professional in the future, whenever you get
Yes.
chance to serve as a professional in any of the universities or colleges as a teacher or as a professional or as an academic or as a support service provider. Then you should know that these are the skills, and these skills you may emphasize upon, that can be
Mm-hmm.
developed among the learners. That's why these are the important things that one should focus upon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And I also noticed that when let's say I am in the humanities, I don't know about other scientific subjects, how other teachers they like encourage or advise their students concerning reading and writing. But in the humanities, I've noticed that if I try to learn from my peers in the field,
Yes.
it is helpful. But if I try to learn from, let's say, from a biology teacher, I need to be creative in the sense that maybe the biology teacher will be using more diagrams, and then
Yes.
maybe I need to think how I can use diagrams in my humanities subject. So as you say, we as like teachers, we need to learn how to in fact we need to unlearn and relearn how to use the reading and writing skills for our students.
See, even as you pointed out the science and the other subjects, let me say that as you belong to the humanities, some of the other learners who are in this counseling session, they may be belonging to the different disciplines also. Some of them may be from science, and some of them may be from other practical based courses also. For
Yeah.
example, as you rightly said, that the teacher has to be very creative, okay, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
communicate clearly the objectives and the skills that can be expected from the learners. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how we can develop those skills, that really depends upon the upon our creativity as teachers. Okay,
Yes.
if the courses are theoretical courses, or if the courses are some based on the factuals and the historical information, or the some knowledge based, then it's okay that we can keep on explanation and analysis, analytical parts, and um, after that we may give some questions related to to test their knowledge or information, or some sort of analytical questions we may provide, or some situations we can create imaginarily, and we can ask them to react upon and reflect upon those things. These are possible with the theoretical subjects. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me give
Yeah.
an example of mathematical courses. Okay, if we are
Yes.
teaching them mathematical courses, and if some formulas have to be taught to the learners, okay,
Yes.
and the application of some formulas, or solving some mathematical problems, then we may think of giving one or two examples by using each formula, and after that
Mm-hmm.
we may provide them an exercise of similar
Mm-hmm.
kind of problems to do on their own. Okay,
Yeah.
as self assessment questions, or check your progress questions, as you find in the course materials. Okay, that may be given to the learners in the course materials itself, that the learners can practice those things, because the kind of activities or self-check exercises or self-assessment questions, when we talk about those, generally are referring to doing, thinking, and writing. Okay, some
Yeah.
of the skills they may need to write, some of the
Mm-hmm.
skills they may need to do also, then some of the things they may need to practice. Okay, for
Yeah.
the mathematical related courses, they may need to practice certain things.
Yeah.
Okay, and for
Yeah.
the practice, we may provide some exercises, and we may, even for those exercises also, we may provide certain keywords or some possible answers at the end of the course units also, that these are the clues. After doing the exercises on their own, they can refer or they can check their solutions with the answers, model answers, or possible answers that have been given at the end of the unit. That is one of the way. And if the
Mm-hmm.
courses are related to the science or biology or any physics kind of things, and then yes, definitely the institutions, if we talk about the support services, we the institutions can tie up with some practical program centers, where they
Mm-hmm.
have the laboratory facilities or the practical activity labs or rooms are available, and the demonstrators and the staff must be available. The institutions can tie up with those kind of institutions, and in a manual or in the program guide itself, these things can be mentioned, that where the laboratories and program centers are available, and how many practical classes the learners have to attend, and how they can learn those things, and even while doing the practical activities, what steps to be followed, and how they can learn about for example, a particular thing by doing any experiment, and for doing any experiment, what are the things that they require to follow. These are the things that can be given in the form of a manual for laboratory or something like that. Okay,
Yes.
and even as teachers, actually that depends on the creativity, as you
Mm.
already said in the beginning, that how we are approaching the things, and what are the skills, and what are the whether we want them to be a good writers, or we want
Yeah.
them to be learn certain practical skills, or we want them to be good communicators, orators, and the way we want them, we can think of. For example, we if we are thinking some English or grammar courses, then we can plan our exercises and activities accordingly. We may give them some grammar, or some even to even can ask them to speak something on a particular theme and record it and post it, or something like that. Okay, so
Yeah.
that we can check their vocabulary, their pronunciations, their speaking abilities, and communication style, language style. All these things matter. As teachers, we
Mm-hmm.
are free to do that, but we have to uh, think those activities, those exercises, or those self-check questions or in-text questions, whatever we provide in the course materials, or in terms of our assignments, or nowadays even some of the institutions are providing portfolios also. Even the diary
Mm-hmm.
writing they are asking, even they are writing
Yeah.
they are asking the learners to maintain certain journals also, which are even assessed, and based upon those things the students have been assessed, and those grades are also included in the final marking or final grades of the programs and courses during certification. These are the things one institution can plan, and as teachers, definitely we can think about all
Yeah.
these things also.
Yeah, I think we have all been inspired, so by all the good ideas you've given us as teachers that I'm
Yes.
sure many of us will implement in our teaching. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. uh, okay. Okay, I think if you uh, anybody has any more queries, or can we straight away go to the unit 3 and 4 and discuss few of the things that are related to the to reading, writing skills and problem solving skills. That's what I planned for today. And in the next session, that is on 1st of March, we will be discussing the block 3, that is on counseling, that we will discuss later on. If you have any queries, or should I go to my PPT and discuss today's units, that are unit 3 and 4 of block 2.
I have a query, Doc.
Yeah.
Yes, looking at the various skills that we looked at, there is one
Okay.
which is reading and writing skills. Then we
Mm-hmm.
also looked at cognitive skills and distance learning. So I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
this which one is this? Writing. You said in distance learning, there is writing technologies that we use as cognitive, is it skills? But
Mm-hmm.
us as distance learners, we don't write. We normally use technology. Typing. Is typing and writing the same?
Uh, See, typing and writing means, see, typing, whenever you are reading something, okay, you always, we ask our learners to take notes of the your studies. Okay, during studies, you should take notes, and you should keep on adding and your questions, queries, and the kind of things you are learning from a particular unit, that you always, you should keep on taking the notes. Okay, as you asked, typing and writing are the whether are the same thing. Okay, typing means whatever you would like to write, that only you can type. Only the difference is that you are writing with the exam, with the help of the technology. You are using only computer system to write your thing, but that doesn't mean that instead of using a pen, you are using a keyboard to write the things. But what you will write, that depends upon the your mind, and whatever you would like to communicate, that only you can type. Or either you can type it through using a keyboard, or by using a pen, by using pen and paper. But the writing will be the same, and the quality will be the same, because you are the one who is going to write. You may either write by using computer, or you may write by using pen and paper. Okay, but the writing techniques, because if you are writing a paragraph, or if you are writing a report, or if you are writing an answer to an assignment, you that answer is not dependent on the computer or pen and paper that you are going to use. That will depend upon your writing skills, that how you are going to present your answer or your report to a particular question or activity that you are attending, or that you are writing for. Okay, for that you may need certain skills, that how you can plan your writing thing, that where how you structure the things, how you present them, then how you your presentation style is concerned, and what are the examples that you have provided, what are the vocabulary that you have given used in answering your question, or whether the language and the grammar is perfect or not. And these are the many things that come under your writing, whether you are communicating in a proper way or not, and what is the relationship between the paragraphs, and even usefulness of the content that you have provided in your write up. All these things matter. That's why the technology or the pen and paper, that doesn't matter, but the skill that you have with you for writing is very important. And another thing is that you have raised is that as distance learners, we don't write much. This is not true actually. That's what we expect from you, that whenever you read or whenever you are doing your studies by using the course materials or the videos or anything that you are watching from either YouTube or from the eGAN course or from a LMS, wherever you are following, during that time you should have a notebook or any technology if you are using, and at that time you should keep on writing and keep on taking the notes along with the course materials or videos that you are watching, because later on those will be helpful for you for preparing the term and examinations, and even when you do the revision work or when you finally go through the units or study uh, the blocks and the content as such. I think it is clear.
Sir, what is your comment on the psychomotor skills?
Pardon, can you repeat your question?
To hear from you the comment on psychomotor skills.
This Okay, the psychomotor skills, right? Yes, definitely. See, the psychomotor skills are very much required, because as we all know that the three domains, as we have discussed in the last class also, cognitive, affective and psychomotor the domain, those psychomotor skills are very much important on the part of the learners, because they need a lot of things to do while pursuing any particular program or course. Okay, at the end, whenever they are finally assessed, they will be assessed from all these three domains. We can say that the teachers may assess them from the knowledge and information point of view, and from the application point of view, from analytical. See, the things go from simple to complex and from general to particular. And in that sense, actually, gradually, if we may take an example of a student, of a child going for a nursery or preschool or primary classes to a school, and a student who is doing the postgraduate program from a university. Okay, the kind of skills and the kind of knowledge for a primary school child is very much different from that of a postgraduate student of a university. Accordingly, we as teachers definitely would like to have certain good skills to be developed among the learners based upon their level. Okay, that may be undergraduate, postgraduate or research degree programs, but based upon the courses and based upon the programs, yes, definitely the psychomotor skills are very important, and those should be developed among the learners. Okay. uh, okay, now I think let's go to the presentation and discuss a few of the things. Okay. um, next one. Is it visible, the PPTs?
No, sir, it's not visible.
It's not
No,
visible.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now is it visible?
It's not visible, sir.
It's not visible.
Yes.
Okay, just now is it visible?
No, sir.
Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's visible.
Now my screen is shared, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can see the first slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, as we have been discussing now, today we will be discussing the unit 3 and 4 of the block 2. Those are on reading and writing skills and the problem solving skills as such. Okay. And the reading and writing skills, this is the unit 3 of block 2. Okay. Okay. See, as we all know that during the tertiary and higher education, the reading and writing skills are generally not taught to the learners. Okay, because as I said, that these are the skills that have been taught to the learners from the very beginning only. That we expect them that they should have the skills or these reading or writing skills that should be with them as uh, minimum eligibility criteria, as we decide that whether they are graduates or as per their level, maybe the school level or maybe postgraduate level. But yes, definitely these skills are not directly being taught to the learners, but as teachers, yes, as professionals, we would communicate or we try to develop these skills among our learners, maybe by giving certain inputs to them through their assignments, through their answer scripts, or through their seminar presentations, or through the taking viva voce, or through okay yeah through certain that's why actually we thought that let us discuss these skills very thoroughly, so that as professionals, as teachers, how we can try our best to develop these skills among our learners. Okay. And see, if we see the learning outcomes of this unit, or the objectives of then we can see that how we can define the reading. Okay. Then how we can describe the reading process, and what are the steps and stages involved there, and then what can be the reading comprehension skills, and how those can be developed among learners. Okay. And how the SQ3R technique that we had discussed even in the last class also, that how those can be developed among the learners. Okay. And how the writing process can be discussed, and what can be the writing different forms of writing, and okay, and what can be the salient features of writing. Okay. These are the objectives that generally we had kept in this particular unit. Okay. Then when we discuss about the reading process, then that means derive meaning from the text. Whatever material you read, we expect that as learners we should derive meaning out of the text that we generally read. Okay. And it is an interactive process, that whatever content we are reading, we are not studying or reading only for the purpose of reading. We should interact with the content, and we should have certain questions in our mind. And if we don't understand any particular point, then definitely we can take note of that and revisit to the unit and study again. This and even the content that has been written should be in an interactive way, and that we as learners should interact, and we should even think further upon the writing that on the reading that we are doing. Okay. Then psycholinguistic guessing game, as it is self-explanatory, as I already said also. Okay. These are the things we generally talk about in the reading process as such. Okay. Then about the stages of reading, if we recall, okay, then perception and word recognition, because first thing that we need to develop is that we should recognize the kind of words that have been used under a particular piece of reading, and how we can perceive those words is more important as readers. Okay. And comprehension, that once words are recognized, and if you are pursuing those words, or perceiving their words in right perspective, then comprehension becomes more important, that how you comprehend, how you take them, and how you make the meaning out of the reading that you are doing. Then evaluation and reaction, because when you read something, that you are as learners, as teachers, you can evaluate that whether that is true or not, how can that affect the topic that has been discussed, and how you react upon that particular piece of reading that you are doing is also much important. Then application. Okay. If you are taught a particular skill to learn, then you should, after going through the reading materials, after reading a particular piece, that may be related to your content or see, different readings have different meanings. If you are reading a newspaper, that means you are reading a newspaper for some sort of information, but and at the same time you may analyze also the report that has come in the newspaper. Similarly, if you are reading a particular unit or a particular chapter, that means you are learning something, okay, and the way the skills are taught, or the way the main values and the same other knowledge or information that has been taught inside the unit, that one has to learn and apply to the new situations and similar situations as learners, okay, that is more important, because on that part application becomes more important also, okay. Then we can talk about developing reading skills, okay. Developing reading skills, as we have already discussed about the SQ3R technique of reading last class, still we will focus upon that to some extent today also. And skimming and scanning, okay, while doing reading, what exactly skimming means and what exactly the scanning means, and how it affects the learners, and what exactly we should follow while doing the reading process, that is also we are going to discuss. And what exactly the intensive and extensive readings are concerned, and why why we differentiate between intensive reading and extensive reading, and what way these are helpful for the learners, okay. These all things are becoming more important, and under developing reading skills, all these things also matter a lot, okay. Then exactly SQ3R technique of reading, if we see that, as I have already discussed in the last class, for the recapitulation once again, I would like to recapitulate it, that in this way, that the SQ3Rs means survey, questioning, read, recall, and review. These are the things that are covering under the SQ3R technique. Whenever you would like to read some, either maybe a unit or a report or a research article or any piece of reading, first thing, or book or reference book or textbook or whatever you have in your hand, that means you first you have to do the survey of that particular piece of reading, that what exactly the title is, and what are the things that have been covered under that, and whether that is relevant to the topic or theme that you are looking for or not, okay. You first you survey that how many chapters are there, what are the topics and sub themes that have been covered under that particular piece of reading and all. And after that you question that whether these can be useful for you or not, and if you are particularly looking for any answer to a particular question, that whether that answer is available under that or not, or whatever questions come to your mind, that comes under the who, why, when, how, and all these WH questions may come under this questioning. Then read, then definitely you will start reading the text, that is read. And then recall, that means whatever you have read in that particular piece of reading, that you would like to recall again, or remember again, or refresh your memory, that what else you have read and what are the things were there in the book or chapter or unit or anything that you have read. And then review is a critical process, because after reading the text, you may review that whether that was useful for you or not, and what are the main points that have been discussed under that, whether those things are useful to you in the context that you had read that book, or or as per the objectives set in the beginning, whether those particular units or chapters were you relevant or not, and the content which has been given was up to the expectations or not, the examples whether have been provided in a right perspective or not. That is the kind of review that you are doing. Okay, these are the okay, these are the five steps that are covered under the SQ3R technique. Similarly, if we recall in the last class, we had already discussed about SQ4R technique also, that how we can add just okay. Yeah, SQ4R technique also, then how even SQ5R technique, read and write, how after reading we have to write also, write also we have included in the reading techniques. Then even record and reflect. Okay, when we are talking about SQ5R technique, then reflect and record are also included under the reading techniques, because these have been developed gradually by different eminent scholars that has come into existence, that what should be the effective reading skills and how these skills are considered in a scientific way. Then so starting from survey, questioning, read, recite, recall, review, record, reflect. Okay, then sometimes even we have to even after reading we may need to write that also, so that we can use that in the future also. These all become the part of the reading process also. Okay, and I think we don't need to discuss or deliberate upon this is reading techniques more, because we have already discussed these things in the last class also. Then we can talk about the scheming and scanning. Okay, by scheming, okay, generally by scheming we are looking at the central idea or the gist of the particular book or particular unit, and it's a kind of glancing through. Okay, when we do the scheming, that means we are only going through the central idea or the gist of the book or the chapter, and we are glancing through. Okay. 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 Then the scanning, when we are talking about, that means we are looking for a particular object or a particular theme that we are planning or we are looking for. For example, if you are reading a chapter on the government system of your country, okay, under the government system, if you are looking particularly about the role and functions of your president or prime minister or something like that, or under a particular legal functions or under the judicial functions, if you are looking for a particular power of the head of your country, that whether he or she has that power or not, then after going through the reading, you may scan that whether the judicial powers or judicial role for the head of the country is discussed under that or not, and even the particular point that you are looking for may or may not be may not have been discussed under that particular piece of reading that you may do, or that particular book or chapter or the unit that you are reading. This is called the scamming process, we can say. Okay. This is the kind of ability to reject or pass on also the information that you have studied. Now I think it is very clear that on the scheming, only glancing through or looking for the central idea or the gist, but scanning means looking for a particular uh, uh, theme or the particular answer, or we can say that response to a particular question that you have in your mind from a particular piece of reading. Okay. um, Intensive and extensive. Now we can look for the intensive and extensive reading, we can say. Okay. When we talk about the intensive reading, that means you are doing the reading for a particular, for making for deriving maximum meaning out of that. Okay. Okay. That means you are examining a particular reading, and you would like to grasp as much as possible from that particular reading, and one may look for, or one may take out the maximum possible from the particular reading. That is called the intensive reading. But uh, okay. Uh, okay, but extensive reading means the more you read. Okay, it may refer to the quantity of the reading that you are doing, and it may depend upon your interest, because going through the course materials for the examination point of view may be sufficient for a learner. But if any learner is interested more on learner support systems and services, if he or she does learning of different reference books or textbooks, and the literature and the research that is being going on internationally through different journals and articles, then he or she may do that reading, and that is called the extensive reading. Because that it obviously it is about the quantity of reading that he or she does, and it is about the interest that she and he has in a particular theme and subject. Okay. And it is altogether related to the reading habits, and it is also together related to the reading speed and time also. Okay. Mm, yeah, intensive and extensive reading that we were talking about. Okay, and now I think it must have been clear to you that intensive reading and extensive reading that we had already touched upon, and that the extensive reading, it depends upon one's interest and the kind of reading, more readings and more reference or more textbooks that one would like to refer to or study out of their own interest and so. But intensive reading means maybe reading a particular unit or a chapter, but it is doing it to derive maximum meaning possible out of that particular reading. And we can say that detailed and thorough understanding of the text that we are uh, discussing under the intensive reading. Okay. Now after discussing the reading process and reading things, now we can talk about the writing process. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so is it
Yes.
correct to say that both extensive and intensive reading require scanning skill?
Scanning, yes, definitely
Yeah,
scanning.
because they like you are trying to derive maximum meaning out of the materials or the text that you are going through. So they require scanning skill,
Yes, yes,
not just
definitely,
skimming. Is it
definitely.
correct?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
You need both scheming and scanning also. Okay, because the central
Mm.
idea and this kind of scanning whether a particular information that you are looking for is available in that particular book or not, because you may try for example, if you are looking some literature on developing reading and writing skills, okay, and if you have received one journal or one book related to only development of skills, okay, until and unless you scan the entire content of that book or go through the content of that book, that may be developing different various skills are there, okay, that may be development of some soft skills, computer skills, or that may be related to the development of some technical skills, okay, under that you may not have developing reading or writing skills, but you have to find a book or journal or article or a piece of reading that which is dealing with the reading and writing skills. That for that you definitely need the skimming and scamming skills also as a reader, okay. Yeah. uh, okay.
Okay, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have two questions.
Yes.
Okay, the first question is, should we conclude that skimming is just the same as a survey under SQ3R? Because under the survey, as I was checking, going through the reading materials, there was a sentence which says you read you read quickly just to have a glance of a
Yes,
text.
yes, you rightly caught up the point, and scheming is a part of survey only.
Yeah,
Okay.
so in other savage are the same as skimming, if not mistaken, if we can read these two.
No, you can say that survey means you are just doing a survey of a particular book or a particular chapter or a particular unit. That what exactly the structure and what are the things, and yes, definitely that is also skimming. But skimming may be, for example, if you are going through a chapter on counseling, okay, and while surveying that particular unit, you may see that. What are the things, various forms of counseling, or who need counseling, why counseling is important in nowadays, or and how to organize the counseling sessions. These may be the different subheadings or sections under that particular unit. That is called the survey. But the central or to glance through means skimming means you are even looking after that what exactly counseling means, whether it is a dialogue between the two persons, and in counseling what happens or not, only just to get a general sense of that particular topic also. That is also under scheming, okay. And yes, more or less
So
these are related terms.
from what you have just said, I think survey could be part of scheming,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I would like to.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I think these three skills that we are talking about, I think they are just reading techniques on their own, and I think they are so.
uh,
Good morning, sir.
yeah, good morning.
My name is Ahmed Mohammed.
Yeah, Amit, tell me.
Can we say the difference between skimming and scanning? Skimming
uh,
is rapid
yeah,
reading of something to just have a view of it.
yeah,
While
glance
scanning,
through.
careful looking for a particular thing.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
how I
that's
understand.
yes, yes, that's what even I was discussing about that. You rightly grasped the content, and the scanning means you are looking for a particular thing, or you are looking for, or you may have that option that to reject or to accept, or looking for a particular answer to a query that you have in your mind or you are looking for from a particular piece of reading. But skimming means only you are glancing through, or you are looking for the central idea of the particular piece of reading that you are doing. Okay, yes, you
Yes.
are definitely very true.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Actually, I wanted
Yeah,
to make a contribution the other time that I think these skills that we are looking
okay.
at, there are three exclusive skills on their own. One can decide that based on this material I want to read, I want to use either the SQ3 out technique, or I want to use the skimming and scanning, or I want to do intensive or extensive reading. So I think they are exclusive. So though they may be interrelated, but I think they are exclusive, and we should not try to substitute survey for skimming and say, okay, survey is under this one or like that, like that. Though they may be interrelated, and we can decide to blend the two
No, no,
skills
that's
together.
that. See, that's why I have mentioned in a separate slide also. And these are the SQ3R, SQ4R, SQ5R, SQ5WR. These all are the techniques of reading. Okay, and when I was talking about the types of reading, under that I have talked about the intensive reading and extensive reading. That are the types of reading, but these are the techniques of for developing good reading skills. And when I talked about the skimming and scamming, that are the stages, and that can be say, we can say that the process of reading is involved and based upon these things. Okay, these are, yes, definitely these all things come under the reading, but they have different purposes, and that's why I have used them separately in different slides also. Thank you for your valuable observation. Uh, Friends, we were now I think we can discuss about the writing process as such. Okay, and when we are planning to write something, the first thing that we do, that we plan. Okay, we have to prepare a plan, that what we have to write, for whom we have to write, and in what way that has to be presented, and many more things, but we have to plan first. Okay, and then we may translate, because translating means here not translating from one language to the other language. It means the translation of our ideas, okay, our reflections into some sentences, or in to write something by using certain vocabulary or something like that. Okay, you may perceive something, or you may be thinking something, but to translate that into a piece of writing, for that you need certain skills, and for that we are using this translating here. Okay, and reviewing and editing whatever you have for example written, that needs to be reviewed and edited also. Sometimes what happens, whatever comes to our mind, we generally write, but after writing the first draft, we can say that after that, if we go through the first draft, then many things we may would like to omit, or we would like to modify, or we would like to rewrite, or we would like to add something like that under that. Okay, and that we can do while reviewing or editing the text. That is why reviewing and editing are also much editing are much important. Okay, um, yeah, here we can talk about developing different types of writing skills. Okay, uh, yeah, then we can talk about the paragraph writing. Paragraph writing means you are referring to a particular if you are writing a particular aspect of for example, you are writing one paragraph on SQ3R technique, and that means you are totally focusing upon the SQ3R technique only, and after that you may change to another paragraph and you may write about the SQ4R technique, or after that paragraph you may switch over to SQ5R technique. Okay, gradually you can, your paragraph should be interrelated, but in a particular paragraph you may relate to, or you may focus upon a particular idea or a particular point or concept, and that has to be related with the next paragraph that you are going to discuss. Okay, and essay writing, yes, essay writing is definitely bit different. Okay, and letter writing, as you all know, that mm, okay, as you all know that yeah, letters, you all know that the formal letters, informal letters, the official letters and all, that how we write, and what should be the language and what should be the content, and the writing styles also. Some of the letters are being written in the passive voice, some are written in the active voice. This depends upon the kind of letters that we are writing. Okay, and when we are preparing the reports, for example the newspaper reports or the research reports or the project reports, then they have a particular format and a writing style also that one has to follow while preparing or while writing. These are the different kinds of writings that we are talking about. Okay, uh, okay, when we are talking about the um, okay, the paragraph that I have already talked about, that how the sentences should be related, and how the navigation has to be comparison, contrast. Okay, and these all things make our paragraph more meaningful. That I am not going to discuss in length. Okay, you may read the whatever I have taken down in the particular slide itself. Okay, and when we are talking about report writing, that yeah, okay, that what are the points that are more important? A report is very brief and complete, yes, definitely. Okay, as I said, that the reports are written in a passive format, that this has been observed, that so and so has happened in last evening, something like that. Okay, we generally don't write the reports by using the first person or second person. Okay, um, okay, and generally the report includes only the relevant details. Okay, it should it is most it is accurate also, we can say. Okay, uh, and the ideas are logically, and in the report writings we generally don't give importance to the emotions, and okay, emotional overtones should be avoided, because these are the criteria for writing a report, we can say. Okay, that how we can sharpen our writing skills, that is
Excuse me, sir.
yeah.
Sir, I have an observation. I don't
Okay.
know. The paragraph writing was classified under type of writing, but if we look at all the other types of writing, the essay writing, letter writing, report writing, all of them involve paragraph. Why is it that paragraph was classified as a type of writing? Because
uh,
essay writing has paragraph, letter writing has paragraph, report writing has paragraph.
See, why it has been classified? Because you start with a sentence and a few sentences make a paragraph. Okay, and as you rightly said, that in a letter, in an essay, in a report, in whatever you write, you that particular piece of writing consists of several paragraphs. Okay, you are absolutely right. But why this is classified as a separate one because a paragraph has more intensive meaning or more to communicate, or that has to be learned by the learners also, because as I said that each paragraph has to be interrelated. And for example, if you are writing an essay, and in the first paragraph you may write something else related to the flowers, and just in the next paragraph if you add a paragraph related to the computer technology or internet technology, will it give the meaning to your essay or the piece of writing? No, because the first paragraph that you are explaining about a natural beauty, or you are explaining about the flowers and the plants that, or something related to the seasonal aspects, but in the next paragraph all of a sudden you are jumping to the technological aspects and you are writing something about the internet. That's why the paragraph is much important, that how the paragraphs are formed and how these paragraphs can be interrelated, and those can be presented with the idea or the theme or the central focus that you have been focusing upon, or you have been asked for to write, or you are dealing in the piece of writing that you are doing. Okay, that's why the paragraph has been classified as a separate one. But yes, definitely the writing styles may be different from for letters, for reports, uh, or the essay, or whatever piece of writing you may refer to. But yes, definitely they consist of paragraph, but the paragraph may be written in a single first person, second person, or third person. There is no such restriction is there as far as paragraphs are concerned, but paragraphs should be written in a proper way. The sentences should be connected to each other, they should present certain ideas, they should all the things that I had presented in the slide when I was discussing about the paragraph. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then yeah, how to sharpen the writing skills that we are talking about. Okay. See, we always ask our learners to write as much as possible on the daily basis. Okay, that will really enhance our writing skills. And okay, and if you read more and more that others have written, from that also there is a great chance that you will learn and new words, and you will learn new writing techniques also if you read others. That's why reading is also important to develop your writing skills. Okay, and if you are for example, if you want to be a newspaper reporter, or if you are writing for a TV channel, or if you are writing a course unit as a teacher, then definitely you need certain skills regarding to write particular piece of writing. That may be a self learning unit, or that may be a response to the assignment, or that may be related to a report that you are going to present in a TV channel or newspaper. If for that you need particular skills, and for that you may sometimes need to join a particular course or program for learning those skills also. Okay, and yes, definitely, as I already said in the beginning, that the language and grammar skills one should develop properly, because that by using proper grammar and language only, one can communicate with others in a proper way also. Okay, and as I already said, that when we write for the first time, or when we prepare the first draft, there is a chance, always there should be a chance to review that and revise that also. And we are human beings, and no one of us are perfect. Yes, definitely we should read our first draft, and there we should keep ample time and space to correct it and modify it. uh, Even when you do it again and again, and after doing 2-3 drafts, then you can compare your last draft with the first draft. Then definitely you will find that a lot of changes has come in the first draft, and that obviously the last draft will be very precise and very meaningful, and may communicate much more than the first draft does. Okay, in this way the improvement comes in our okay, right. Yeah, enhancing reading and enhancing reading and writing by technology. In the beginning, one of you have asked that typing and by writing with a pen and paper. Okay, now we are talking about the use of technology while writing. Okay, you can use internet to develop your reading and writing skills, because many literature are available on the internet also. If you search that how can I develop my communication skills, how can I develop my language skills, you will get a lot of literature on the internet also. Okay, even the learners can get their better learning styles also, because the other day we were discussing about various types of learners: the tactile learner, the social learners, the logical learning, then the visual learning. These are the learning styles, exactly. Various learning styles are there, and you as a learner, you should think, and you should focus upon that, what kind of learner you are, and in what situation, in what way you can learn better. That has to be decided, and accordingly you may proceed also. Okay, then the websites also have uh, okay, even when you do WhatsApp, and when you are sending emails and all, that time also you need certain writing skills. Okay, and to write a short message also, that how precise and what exactly you want to communicate, that has to be written in your short message or in your email, so that the other person can react or understand, or can get the correct information that you would like to communicate. All these things also are helpful. Okay, and even the electronic text, if you are doing the word file, or if you are doing a slideshow presentation, or if you are uh, doing any kind of electronic test materials, if you are using, you can even have different font size, different color format, different diagrams you may include, different boxes you can put, different images you can insert. These are the things that are possible with the use of technology also. Okay, okay, these are the things that we can do with the use of technology, even for our reading and writing skills also. Okay, and now we are moving to the unit 4, that is problem solving skills as such. Okay, and okay, this unit is discussing about the scientific attitude, actually, how we can develop the scientific attitude among ourselves, and even among our students. Uh, okay, and actually how to develop the strength and opportunities among the students, and how to solve the problems that we are coming across in our day-to-day life as learners and as human beings, that those skills need to be developed. Okay, okay, then and then how to build confidence among the learners, or how to make the time to use the time in a better way, or how to manage the stress. These are the things that we have focused upon in this unit, that is on problem solving skills. Okay, yeah, if we see the objectives of this unit. Okay. Then definitely we are saying that how a problem should be approached and how you can develop these problem solving skills. Okay. And how to manage stress, how to manage time. Okay. And then building confidence among the learners, these are the main objectives for this unit as such. Okay. Then we are talking about approaching a problem. Okay. um, Approaching a problem, under that we are talking about the perception of a problem, because the way you look at the things is more important than the things are, because perception is important in that sense that the way you perceive the problem, that is more important. If you see a problem with more positivity, then the problem will be very small for you. You can dare to face that problem, and you can really will come out of that problem or tackle that problem if you are very positive, and if you are approaching a positive in a problem in a positive way. But if you are looking a problem as a problem and as a big one, and if you get afraid of that problem, and if you want to avoid that problem, then definitely the problem will remain there itself, and you cannot come out of that problem at any time. That's why the approaching a problem is more important, and under that the perception, that how you perceive the problem, is more important. Okay. And yes, after perceiving a problem in a positive way, one should develop the scientific attitude, that how to tackle that problem, how to come out of that problem, how to face that problem, that is more important. Okay. Then how to develop, it's good that we are talking about scientific attitude, but one should learn that how to develop that scientific attitude, that is also more important. Okay. Then applying SWOT technique, that means strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay. These are the four things, that what one has the strength with him or herself, and what are the opportunities for him or her, and what are the threats. Okay. What are the weaknesses that she or he has. If we know these things, definitely we can approach the problem and tackle the problem in a positive. Okay. And then after that comes is that decision making. Okay. That how you decide, how you make decisions about a particular problem, that is more important. For example, I don't have just a second, what happened. Okay. Just a second. There is some. Mm, yeah, we were discussing about the scientific. Mm, there is. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, just a second. Is my PPT visible?
Yes, sir.
Just a
Yes,
second.
sir.
Okay. We are talking about the perception of the problem, scientific attitude. Okay. Decision making of a problem, that is more important. That's what we have discussed. Okay. Then uh, yeah, approaching a problem. Okay, how you will approach a problem. Yeah. Is it visible scientific attitude?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, the scientific attitude for problem solving.
Yes, it's
Okay,
visible.
having faith in cause and effect relationship, that is more important, because as we all know that each effect has a cause. Okay, and each cause has an effect also. If we do something, then definitely each action has its opposite and equal reaction. That is the law of the universe, we can say. And we should believe that one, that if we do something, then definitely that will have an impact also. Then having objectivity, that how you look at the things, that is important, as I said. Okay, and you should focus upon the empirical evidences, because to face a problem or to analyze a problem, you should be think about the empirical evidences that are available, and you should look for those things also while approaching a problem or developing scientific attitude also. Then one should be very open minded also. If any problem comes to us, we should not be close minded. We have to be very open minded and accept the problem and see to should see it in a positive way, so that we can face the problem. Okay, and critical thinking is also more important. Okay, because just okay, uh, just a minute. Okay. Yeah, having faith in cause and effect relation, having objectivity, then emphasis on empirical, open-minded, and critical thinking. Okay, we are discussing about the critical thinking, because one has to look the things in a critical way, and should look both the positive and negative sides of the problem. And if you may get certain options to solve that problem, and we have to strike out that which problem, which option really will work to tackle the problem, that only we have to take the decision, and accordingly we have to act. But we have to think very critically to approach or to develop the scientific attitude also. Okay, then then developing scientific attitude, then definitely you can develop this scientific attitude by discussions, maybe with your teachers, with your peer group, with your family members, and so on. Okay, then brainstorming you can do, why you can think for a while and think about the problem. Okay, and then you have to have that reasoning capacity also, that what exactly must have happened, and what are the possible solutions, and how to approach that particular problem, and what can be the root cause of the problem, that one has to analyze. Okay, then you can find out the reasons why that has happened as an effect. Okay. These all things are important for developing scientific attitude also. Okay, as I already talked about that problem solving for SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, you need to do the you have to think for the missions and goals, because one must be having certain mission and goal, and that we always should have in our mind, and accordingly we have to do the environmental analysis also. Okay, and we have to form the strategies that how we can approach the problem, and what way we have to study, and what way we have to dedicate ourselves to generally solve the problem. These are the things important, and after making the strategies, how you implement the strategy are also important, and after implementing the strategies, you should also evaluate that whether you have applied the right strategy or not, and what exactly is happening, and whether you are able to cope with the problem or not. These are the things which are more important. Okay, and then about the decision making of the problem, we can talk about that the identification of problem. Yes, there is more important, and as I already said, that the generation of alternatives, because what can be the probable solutions, and eliminating the least possible solutions, and applying the best suitable solution to approach a problem. These are the things are more important. Okay, and evaluation and selection of the alternatives, because you have to eliminate the possible alternatives also in a scientific manner, that whether those are workable or not. If you apply those alternatives, then whether that problem can be solved or not. These are the things one has to analyze. These all are the mental processes, and that can be done with the with discussions, with debates, with analysis, with all kind of techniques that we have discussed so far. Okay, and then see, when you get a problem before you, then you may develop certain stress also. Then how to avoid the stress, because you have to first recognize the kind of problems and the kind of difficulties that you are facing. Okay, then should look for the emotional support for from whom you can get that support to tackle that problem, and release your stress. Okay, then the logical support also, if you are approaching a problem and if you have the solution also, then you may need certain logical support also, to somebody to stand with you, or somebody to provide some material support, or financial support, or some other supports, or maybe some good words to you, so that you will get some strength to face that problem. These are the stress management techniques. Okay, these are more important. And then how we can provide the stressful situations in our life. Okay, okay, then we should help our learners to manage their time very effectively. Okay, then we can organize the induction and orientation programs, and we can lessen the ambiguity among our learners. Okay, and we should always provide the timely information to our learners and students as such. Okay, and the feedback, and the kind of queries or doubts the learners have in their minds, that have to be dealt very in a time bound manner, that to be in a positivity. Okay, and then proper study habits have also to be encourage collaborations. Okay, positive thinking. These all things are more important. uh, just just a second. Okay. Okay. Then yeah. Then we have to then yeah, proper study habits also can avoid these stressful situations among the learners. Okay, then we have to encourage our learners for collaborations also, and how we can develop the positive thinking among the learners, that is more important. Okay, and with that really we can avoid the stressful situations also. Okay, then about the time management, as we have been discussing about managing the time in an effective way as adult learners and as the learners of this is important not only for the learners but all of us as professionals or as teachers or as counselors or as human beings. We all are engaged in some of the activities in our day-to-day life, and we all need to manage our time in an effective way. That how we can manage our time, for that we need to prioritize the tasks that we have to accomplish. Okay, then we have to do the time analysis also. We have to do that, what task will take how much time and whether we have that much time with us or not. And then you should have certain time for planning your activities also. Then you may select your prime time for the main activities that you would like to carry. Okay, these are the things. Even you should learn how to say no to certain activities also, and how to manage and your time by doing the tasks in a systematic way. That how you line up your tasks, that is also more important. That the most important tasks, and as per the time bound manner you can arrange the tasks and you can do them one after the other efficiently. These are the things one should learn to manage time in an effective way. Okay, and the last thing that we can discuss about is that confidence building among the um one learner has to be very self-confident. Okay, if one learns to approach the problems in a scientific way, and if any learner know that how the stress situations can be managed and how to use the time in an effective manner and all, then definitely the self-confidence will be automatically built up. Okay, then induction and orientation programs, as I said, should be organized by the institutions and by the course coordinators and the program coordinators time to time, so that that can also build confidence among the learners. Regular information, maybe through the various web portals or the websites, and the whatever maybe the communication means, but the regular information has to reach to the learners on time. Okay, and the about the solving problems, that as we have already discussed, that if those are related to the study related or the content related or the administrative matters or the personal matters, accordingly those problems have to be dealt with and discussed with the personnel whoever are related to that particular problem, and accordingly the solutions can be thought about and approached also. Okay, then time management and communication skills, as we have already discussed in the last class and today's counseling session also, that how communication skills are important, how language skills are important, because if we have those skills, then definitely we can communicate the way we need our problems to be pursued or to be looked at by our teachers, by the institutions, or by the peer, or by the family members. And for that we need good communication and language skills altogether. Okay, and then collaborative learning. If yes, there no doubt that there are many learning styles, and there may be some learners who would like to do their learning on their own by individualized learning and isolated learning, or solicit that learning styles are there. But collaborative learning also is helpful for many learners who may would like to do their learning with the help of other institutions, and with sitting together with other peer group, and by discussing the things with their friends and the teachers, and they may even have some other innovative ideas also to enhance their learning skills. Then positive image, yes, this is the last one is more important: accept self and others, because you have to accept yourself and others also. Because yes, definitely you have every one of us having certain good qualities, and still certain qualities we lack, and for that we should be ready enough, and we should have that much space enough to learn good qualities also. And for that we need to accept others the way they are, and we should be in a positive state of mind to learn new things, so that it will always keep the doors open for enhancing our learning skills. These are all about the development of various skills that we have talked in block 2, starting from the cognitive skills till the time management skills and stress management skills also. And next, maybe on 1st of March, we will be talking about the counseling and tutoring services, that is block 3. If you get time, please go through the material of block 3 and come prepared. As usual, I am saying always that if you come reading, then definitely these classes will have much usefulness for you, and it will be very easy to get your queries cleared here while discussing these concepts and terminologies and new blogs and new content. And I think by this, this is the last slide of my presentation for today's counseling, that was on block 2. Okay, and hope the time is already off, and if you have any queries, then you can quickly, otherwise can we call it a day and counseling session? uh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Can we break for today, or if you have any queries, you can ask me very fast.
All right, I, I have just a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the when I was going through the reading handout, we have
Okay.
a quote there by Henry Ford. Henry Ford,
Mm-hmm.
who said that most people spend more time and energy going around the problems other than trying to solve them. So I think from the presentation, I hope that some of the unseen problems we'll be able to deal with them. Thank you.
Yeah, see, there definitely there will be problems, okay, but the way we approach them, the way we see them is more important. There may be some unseen problems, and there is always that the problems may arise at any point of time. That as human beings, we don't know that when a problem will come to us. Some problems are maybe with us when we are pursuing study, and from the very beginning that problems we may be having, but some are the problems which come all of sudden to us, but we should not be panic while dealing with the problems in whatever way the problems may come, but we have to be very positive and think them and take them in a positive way. And as I presented in different slides, that how we can develop our scientific attitude and how we can approach a problem and looking for alternative solutions, and then eliminating the wrong ones and applying the correct strategy, then evaluating the strategy, and ultimately at the end of the day definitely we can come over the problem and get a solution for that. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
I I want to actually make some comment. In fact, the class has been very interesting, and in fact, I just discovered that some of these skills and what we are learning, there are things that we have been practicing, but just going through them now and going through the materials, I just discovered more. So, and I hope to begin to put them into practice in management of my school, and also supporting the students and even my staff. So
Thank you.
actually, I just want to encourage. I just want to give a word of encouragement. It has been interesting.
Thank you very much for such nice take. And yeah, definitely all these things are important for all of us, and if we apply these things in a positive way in our day-to-day lives also. Thank you. I think it's already more than 2 hours, and if you don't have more queries, can we stop today's presentation?
Yes, no problem, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can leave now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Mansur.